Welcome back to the Startup Procedure tutorial. This is part 3 now, and the final part where we will fill in the Getting Started checklist and receive access to all of the course material. At the end of the tutorial part 2, we completed the syllabus consent. So going to the Getting Started module, you see that now beyond the syllabus consent, we have received access to all the items that we need to go through to lead up to the Getting Started checklist. This is also reflected in the Content tab. So let's do this from here. So leading up to the Getting Started checklist is information about how to navigate the course in iCollege, how to get the programs and simulations for the labs to run on your computer, a required safety video, and a link to the discussion tab to post your personal intro. I will not open these items now because we want to focus on the steps of the startup procedure and not get distracted and overwhelmed by too much other information in this tutorial. So remember, when you complete your Get It Starting checklist in your current section, to carefully go through each of these items before you check them off on your Getting Started checklist. So let's open the Getting Started checklist and start checking off the items. We have completed the no-show quiz. We have completed the syllabus consent. Now we pretend that we have completed the personal introduction, just a brief little post about your hobbies and your major, and anything else you'd like to share. And here is the important starting info, which is mostly about navigating the course and how all the elements of your grade are going to be determined, where you find them, and how you turn them in. What type of assignments are required to successfully complete the class, and how they will be worked out and turned in using iCollege. The important starting info also contains invaluable information on where extensive support material is posted and where you can go to get help. I know this is the first physical science course or general science course for most of you, so I want to encourage you. In fact, I'm expecting you to ask a lot of questions. Believe me, the more questions you ask, the better the course will be for everyone, because you can count on most of your classmates being confused and getting stuck on the same things as you. I will post all my answers to course-related questions with the anonymous student question under the discussion tab. The important starting info will also give you more details on how the lab midterm exam and the lab final, are going to be handled and what they will consist of. Then there is the astronomy lab check. Let me just check this off first. It doesn't matter in which order. This is by far the most indispensable resource that you will want to refer back to throughout the semester as you work through the lab procedures. While working out the labs, you will need to go to different websites and run their interactive applications or download simple telescope simulation programs to your computer. Generally, each student has their own unique technology setup with a combination of different ages or type of computer or other device, operating system, browser, plugins, firewalls, connection speeds, internet service providers, etc., etc. So you can count on some snags here and there that will slow you down and that you will have to troubleshoot in order to get the labs to run properly on your particular setup. The Astronomy Lab Tech Check includes detailed instruction for each lab on how to get it to run on your computer. And if it just won't run, it contains instructions for how you can work out the lab with alternate resources. Be sure to return to this lab tech check for every lab that you need it for. And most of all, start the labs with plenty of lead time to allow for troubleshooting and getting your questions answered. I recommend to start 1 week before the due date of the lab that you want to turn in. You can email me here in the course nav bar. It's actually in the main nav bar. So you can email me with your specific questions, or you can post them to the discussion board. And each lab will have its own topic where you can post your questions and get your questions answered. So another item in the Getting Started checklist is the required textbook. Check off the textbook item anyway, even if you have not received the textbook yet. You can work out most of the first lab without the textbook, and I will give you extensions on the last 3 questions for which the book is needed. Since the lab textbook comes from a small, low-price publisher, it is not widely available and has to be purchased through one of our bookstores. If they have ordered too few copies, it will take a little while to fill back orders or special orders, so be sure you have a brand new copy. Used copies will have missing pages because they are designed to be written on and turned in for grading in our face-to-face labs, so don't let anybody sell you a used copy. Now, the safety video here is required for all GPC students who are taking a science lab, even though not all of the content will apply specifically to our astronomy labs. So now we have completed the Getting Started checklist. Well done, we have completed the checklist. So let's go back to the course homepage. As you will see, the content browser now shows not only the Getting Started module, but it also shows all the laboratory modules, where you can see that I have set up a laboratory module for each of the labs that you will be working out this semester. Then there is the important course resources module, which has the astronomy lab technology check and some other important and optional items. So if your math is a little shaky, you can go to math support resources and get a little bit more practice and just scroll through them. Here is a listing of GPC's learning and tutoring centers. We have an online learning and tutoring center, free personal counseling. So just browse through these at your own pace. And last but not least, if you have to go to any of the campuses for the learning tutoring centers, or specifically for the proctored part of the final, here's a campus map for all our GPC campuses. Now we can also go to the content tab, where the content is listed in a little bit more detail. Okay, I'm just trying to get my space here in the notes. And under the quizzes tab, you will not only see the lab midterm exam and the 2 parts of the lab final down here. And don't worry about the dates now, since I'm using this as a demo section. All the dates will be current in your lab section. But you will also see there are so-called quizzes associated with each of the laboratory and pre-laboratory procedures that you will be working out and turning in this semester. Although some of them will be listed under the Dropbox. But you will read all about that in the syllabus and in the important starting info. These are not real quizzes. I'm merely using the iCollege quiz tool for you to get your lab answers to me and for me to get my feedback to you. That's it for the startup procedure. Please post your questions under the discussion tab or send them to me by iCollege email. As soon as you're stuck on something or confused, shoot off your questions. I will be expecting them. You can count on it. And I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you over the course of the semester. So good luck to everyone and have fun.